Hello, how you guys doing? Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. I'm your host Gigi, and I have some more breaking news to tell you all. And it's about Busta Rhymes. If you guys did not know, he is a hip hop artist, and he was around doing all the Diddy offs, all the Diddy parties. And it's interesting because now they have video footage of Busta Rhymes and they are saying he's on those Diddy tapes too. But this is no surprise considering just a week or two ago, he was on the news defending Diddy. Could you believe it? After video footage of we saw Diddy putting paws on Cassie, dragging her all through the hotel rooms. I mean, wow. He still was defending Diddy after countless of young boys, young girls come out and say that Diddy did that to them, after countless of black artists come out to say that Diddy has done them wrong, he's a monster, and he is not to be trusted. Busta Rhymes still defends Diddy. It's mind-blowing, and the reason why, because he's on Diddy tapes too. Yes, this video footage that I'm going to bring to you all, it breaks it all down. So I would love to react with you guys. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. And honey, we have to continue to fight the good fight because we are at the battlefield. Do you understand me? All right, so let's hear what they have to say about Busta Rhymes and the tapes. Honey, it's going to be one of those nights.
Some new freak-off footage of Busta Rhymes, Diddy, and a bunch of male adult workers floating around online. And it's as wild as it sounds.
It's like 6 in the morning. We got the four shakes, the rock and lemonade going. You know, everybody just chilling. You know the dig. Oh. Let me show you, we got the fireplace jumping off.
One day I came to Daddy's house and Diddy and Q-Tip and Fat Joe.
Daddy house? What grown man calling another man daddy? Are you serious right now?
When I was in the studio, they was really like losing their mind in a crazy way. Like it was the most incredible reinvention.
What?
Now this video footage is very disturbing, and I cannot tell you, I have to tell you guys this. They are saying the reason why they're so into this music because they said Lucifer, he was over the music industry, and it keeps a real tight tie with Satan, with Lucifer. So they have a real tight connection with all this music going on. All this music, it ties to you know who. You know, that's why they got to bump it everywhere. When you're going down the street, they have to make it loud. Everybody got to hear it, you know. They're trying to put those energies out into the atmosphere to cause a lot of ruckus. And honey, haven't they caused plenty of ruckus? Look at the news. Look all around. Look how this world has went upside down, okay? Let's continue on, and it's because of the likes of Diddy and his kind.
They call them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us.
So I look up. Now, all this happening in split seconds. I look up and it's Busta Rhymes. And I'm like, what's up, Busta? You know, and he's still holding my hand. He like, what's up? You know, what you getting into? I'm like, oh, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up? He said, you know, I got a section up in this place. We doing a little after party joint. It's like, you should come in and get with me.
So a few months back, Busta's ex-bodyguard, Big Homie CC, exposed Busta, claiming that he's been into fun boys for years. And apparently, everyone in the club scene knew about it. According to Big Homie, club promoters would specifically line up young men to keep Busta entertained in the VIP section whenever he came through. But now there's a whole new layer to this story. Word on the street is there's footage from a party showing Busta and Diddy together in a freak-off with multiple men who are believed to be ex-workers Diddy hired for his parties. But this is just the tip of the iceberg because, on top of everything that's already come out, several men are now stepping forward with their own stories, claiming Busta allegedly made inappropriate advances toward them. These guys are saying that Busta was constantly trying to get them to party with him, and not in the typical sense, more like in the Diddy sense. Allegedly, these parties were...
And I believe it. I'm going to let the thing, but I got to say this. I believe every bit of it. And let me tell you why. Did you hear that gay guy? He said that Busta was so aggressive on him. And then his own people that work for him knows Busta in and out, says the same thing. And so many other people in the industry have said the same thing. I know a lot of times you guys want to get on me as if I'm exposing something, but I'm not. All of this has been around for years, okay? I'm just letting my viewers know what's going on. And trust and believe me, my viewers want to know. You know, so I'm just doing them a justice to letting them know what's going on. Okay, so comment, let us know what you guys think. Make sure you get these likes up and make sure you share this video.
On a whole different level. And now, with all the attention surrounding Diddy's situation, people are starting to look at Busta sideways too. And it's starting to feel like Busta might be the next one in line to get fully exposed for allegedly forcing men into freak-offs.
But if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they're in the club, go to their section. Just all men in the section.
So in case you missed the latest tea on Busta Rhymes...
And I gotta say this too. It's not about him being a homosexual, okay? We don't care about him being a homosexual. But it's about Busta and Diddy turning men out, putting that stuff in their drinks and doing the God knows what to these men, okay? That is our thing right here. We don't care if they're homosexual. Let's go.
His former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, recently appeared on The Art of Dialogue and boldly called Busta a super zest monster, claiming that Busta has a long track record of questionable interactions with young men back in the day. According to Big Homie, this has been one of those open secrets in the industry for a while now, especially among the club promoters. Apparently, whenever Busta was set to make an appearance at a party, promoters knew the deal. They had to make sure they lined up some attractive young men to entertain him in his VIP section.
I've seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before.
Oh, yeah?
Some of your videos.
Oh, yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge, though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, we got to bring some. We got to bring some, what they call them. I'm not going to say everything. They call them fun boys. They'll say, we got to have some fun boys in the section for Busta. So, you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killer before. You feel me? And being around him, you hear things. You feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta on the channel. Like, every cookout she planned it. All his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Greg Mack playing that.
Big Homie CC also recalled one night in the club with actor model Don Benjamin and one of Don's friends who happened to be a gay man. And according to Big Homies, as soon as Busta Rhymes caught sight of this guy, it was game on. Big Homie said Busta didn't waste any time. He practically lunged at the guy, pulling him straight into his VIP section. And get this, Busta wouldn't let him leave. Big Homie said Busta was all over him, making sure the guy stayed close the entire night. And apparently, this wasn't a one-time thing. Big Homie claimed that anytime Busta was in the club, the promoters knew exactly what to do. Find the hottest guys and bring them over to his section. Because once Busta set his eyes on someone, he wasn't letting go.
Bro, on my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, never.
Model dude, like a model guy. He was doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin. And the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. Well, I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. He stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, bro. If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix, you know this.
Big Homie also spilled that Busta couldn't stop talking about how cute the guy was. And once he had him in his section, there was no way he was letting him leave.
So, I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, did he just say that? They got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
Pulled him into the section. Pulled him into the section, and then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy. He couldn't believe that. He was shocked.
According to Big Homie, most people in the industry have known what Busta's really about for over a decade. And when asked why no one else in the industry has ever called him out, Big Homie said it's because everyone wants to be in that VIP section with Busta. But then, Big Homie pointed out something else that doesn't get talked about nearly enough: Busta's alleged history of lashing out at women. And according to Big Homie, there might be a deeper reason behind it. He hinted that, like a lot of DL men, Busta feels some resentment towards women.
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How can we think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, like nothing's finna happen. Nobody wanna kill you guys, bro. Like, when I get jobs for people who really got a threat on their life, but man, you ask, bro, anybody that's in the mix, bro, like, you know, bro, most of these dudes, bro, putting on a major act. They don't want to be themselves.
It's crazy.
They'll get mad at you for buying bottles of champagne to get a girl. They'll get mad, oh, we don't want these bottle rats in our section. What are we here for? Why are y'all here then? What are y'all here for? Just because y'all got booked to be here, okay, but sometimes they not booked. They just in there. So, and what they looking for, it ain't gonna be what you thinking of. Oh God, seen it.
But if you think this is just one bodyguard stirring up drama, there's actually a whole lineup of men who've come forward with their own wild stories about Busta Rhymes. Back in 2020, social media personality Trip Ali posted a video on his YouTube channel claiming that Busta tried to pick him up in NYC while he was on his way to a Halloween party.
I'm walking, New York City, going to a club. It was Halloween weekend, everybody was out. And it was this party we was going to, me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit. Friend that had came in from Detroit. And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now, I ain't know it was Busta at first. You know, Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big ass flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I'm like, and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up? Now he holding my hand the whole time. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, me and my people, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man? You know, and then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, the side eye, this big bodyguard in black. Just standing there, you know, looking around, you know, looked at me, you know, still looking around. Meanwhile, Busta still got my hand in his hand.
Trip Ali shared that Busta invited him to join his VIP section at a club, and at first, Trip was excited, thinking it was just going to be a normal party vibe. However, things were about to get a lot more interesting than he expected.
He says, you know, I'm about to go in this club. You know, we got a section. You know, you can come in with me if you want. And I'm like, word, for real? Like, that's what's up. Like, he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I gotta, you know, tell my people. I was like, I come in, you know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, just let me know, you know, tell them that you coming in there to meet with me and come on up. And I was like, bet. So, of course, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite artists of all time. And back then I was really on my rap-ish.
So things eventually took a turn when Trip got into a heated argument with his friend, who wasn't feeling the idea of going to Busta's party. The argument got so intense that it ended in a physical fight. Trip was so shaken up afterward, he decided to ditch the club plans altogether. Plus, his friend was acting wild and ended up leaving him stranded in the middle of NYC. But maybe his friend actually did him a favor, because who knows what could have gone down if he'd ended up in Busta's VIP section. Now fast forward to 2021, and the rumors started flying again, with the streets saying that Busta was back on the scene, allegedly trying to pick up men. And to top it off, paparazzi supposedly caught him leaving a gay pride event with a trans woman. Now, to be clear, Busta's sexuality is not the issue here. It's the fact that, similar to Diddy, he also has a shady track record of getting physical with people over minor things. And on top of that, rumors are now swirling that Busta had a taste for very young men. Busta's legal troubles kicked off way back in 2006 when he allegedly attacked a guy for spitting on his car. But that wasn't the end of it. Later that year, prosecutors tried to hit him with a possession of a weapon charge from the same incident. And get this, according to Billboard, they claim Busta had an actual machete stashed in his car. Fast forward to 2007, and Busta found himself in trouble again. This time, he was arrested and hit with a misdemeanor for allegedly roughing up his former driver over a money dispute. Busta eventually pleaded guilty to both charges and ended up with 3 years of probation. But the drama didn't stop there. In 2009, the New York Post revealed that Busta had to pay $75,000 to a fan who claimed Busta threw water bottles at him, and his bodyguard punched him in the face. And the craziest part is that the fan said all he did was try to leave Busta's concert. The fan explained that he was hoping to see Fabulous perform, but when Fab didn't show, he stood up to head out as Busta was wrapping up. That's when Busta apparently snapped, telling him, "Get down," and asking, "I'm not good enough for you?" Busta then allegedly splashed him with water and threw 2 more bottles before his bodyguard punched the fan. So knowing Busta's temper, it totally makes sense why he's been tight with Diddy all these years. But aside from their shared anger issues, it seems that Busta and Diddy have another thing in common: a preference for much younger men. In fact, according to Big Homie CC, Busta had a habit of sending his crew out on a mission to scout for young, attractive guys to bring back to his VIP section at the club. And as if this wasn't crazy enough, rumors are now going around that there's footage making the rounds on the internet showing Diddy and Busta in the middle of a wild freak-off session with a bunch of male ex-workers. So a couple of months back, Orlando Brown set the internet ablaze when he claimed on camera that he hooked up with a bunch of rappers, including Diddy, Busta Rhymes, Drake, Bow Wow, and a few others. Now, we all know Orlando isn't exactly known for being the most reliable source. With his history of substance use and all types of wild antics, many fans are skeptical of Orlando's credibility. So when he first started making these explosive allegations about the music industry, people mostly shrugged it off as just another one of his crazy rants. However, with Diddy now facing serious charges, people are starting to connect the dots, and suddenly, Orlando's stories don't seem so crazy anymore. Over the last few years, Orlando has been making waves with viral interviews, and he even named Diddy several times. And this was long before Cassie opened the floodgates with her lawsuit.
There's a lot of things that will make you buckle, bro. They make you buckle, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, people done lost their families, bro. People done lost their kids and a lot of stuff done happened.
The record labels are taking life insurance policies out on rappers. Mainly because it's more dangerous.
I mean,
than rappers now.
I mean, this is a touchy subject. I just, I'll give you this. You can willingly turn woman and have a bag, or you can do what I'm doing. You can willingly turn trans, or you can get in trouble and go to jail and get up, and they do it to you forcefully because you up and you didn't know what to do with your blessing.
Back then, most folks just laughed off Orlando's comments, treating them like some ongoing joke about Diddy possibly being on the down low. But with all the accusations now surrounding Diddy, people are starting to wonder if Orlando was trying to warn us about Diddy this whole time. So when the headlines about Diddy's alleged crimes hit last November, Cam Capone jumped at the chance to have Orlando back on their channel. And this time, they revisited Orlando's viral comments about Diddy from the previous year, as well as 50 Cent's story about Diddy trying to take him shopping.
One of the big things that made its rounds all over the internet, went completely viral, was some things you had to say about Diddy.
Oh, yeah.
And there was also, shortly after that, there was an old video that was kind of going viral. And it was 50 Cent, and where he says he was at a party with Diddy. And he was mad at Diddy because Diddy offered to take him shopping. And he felt like that was only something like you would do for a female.
He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He wanted to take the guy shopping. What an idiot for turning him down.
So you're not turning Diddy down if he wants to take you shopping?
We're going shopping, bro. We're going shopping. But at the party, I'm going to be in my corner with my little shot of Ciroc, and you have your fun, bro. I'm chilling. I'm chilling, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I deserve to be there. But other than that, I'm cool, bro. Y'all have y'all fun, man. Y'all chilling. I'm knowing what's going on. Y'all chilling. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool, bro.
You're cool on that.
Oh man, look. I love Diddy, bro. Like, I'm a big Puffy fan, bro, and like the way he boss up on, the way he the way he do things, bro. Oshkosh, kumash, diggity diggity dumash.
Now some folks are convinced that Orlando is playing this crazy act on purpose and sneaking in bits of truth while masking them with all sorts of nonsense to protect himself. But then there are others who argue that even if Orlando is grappling with mental health issues, it doesn't mean he's lying about everything. In fact, they believe his struggles could stem from some serious trauma he experienced in the industry. And get this, Orlando recently went viral again, claiming he slept with multiple men in the industry. Not just Diddy, but he's also name-dropped Busta Rhymes and a bunch of others.
Hey, love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake? Oh, you made love to Drake. Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's the name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a Usher. And,
why you not naming off?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad took his dad's friends on it.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer.
a documentary comes out called Quiet on Set.
I never had to work for Nickelodeon. I work for Disney. We don't do those things.
oh man, not the exhale.
Well, shout out to Nick Cannon.
Now, a lot of people still don't take Orlando serious. On the other hand, there have been some recent interviews where Orlando actually comes across as more coherent. And if you really pay attention,
Nickelodeon
he's making
is
some surprising valid points.
The guy that they've been trying to follow, and now look at the characteristics of everything they said, and then look at everything that he did.
Sure.
I'm not gonna do that to Nick's money though. That's my brother. Like, I'm not doing that to Tito. You gotta tell him no. You gotta tell Diddy no. Everybody knows you gotta tell him no, because if you don't tell him no, he's gonna put you in a situation where you gonna have to say yes or no again. So just say no.
Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Albie Shore was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened?
Extreme stuff, you know what I mean? Have you met any celebrities that you feel like either A, you just had a bad interaction with, or B, like they were giving Illuminati or dark side?
So, yeah, I will tell this story and I'll probably get in trouble for it. Not harping on it because it's a hot topic, but I did Kimmel the day Diddy did Kimmel.
Did you? Oh yeah, that's right.
And it's the first time, this is the first time in my career where they said, do you want to meet such and such? And I said, yeah, and I started walking that way. And as I was getting down the hallway, this is a true story, I said, nah.
Better not.
Orlando Brown just sent the internet into an absolute frenzy with some jaw-dropping tea about Diddy. Orlando claims Diddy uses downright sinister tactics to lure in his victims, forcing them into bizarre Illuminati rituals, all to inflate his wealth and fame. These aren't just baseless rumors. There's been a lot of noise lately about Diddy's shady moves, particularly how he manipulates young, unsuspecting guys into becoming his boy toys under the guise of mentorship. Orlando didn't hold back, alleging that Diddy coerced him into one of these creepy, ritualistic freak-offs. And despite many victims stepping forward, Diddy remains untouchable. Is the industry shielding him? Then there's the eerie speculation around Kim Porter's death. Some believe it was an Illuminati sacrifice to boost Diddy's fortune further. At her funeral, Diddy had 24-hour security guarding her casket, not letting anyone get close. What was that all about? Orlando Brown wasn't always the chaotic figure we see today. Remember That's So Raven? He was a star on that show, and it looked like he had a bright future. But after the show ended in 2007, things went downhill fast. That same year, he got arrested for substance possession in Houston, although he denied owning the stuff. Then he got busted for DUI and spent 27 days in jail after failing to prove he completed a court-ordered alcohol education class. In 2016, he went to rehab but fell back into addiction, getting arrested again in 2018. People started wondering if his erratic behavior was linked to some dark industry secrets. During an interview, Orlando confirmed these suspicions, saying he saw things in the industry that traumatized him deeply. He didn't just stop there. He called out Diddy for allegedly sleeping with him and trying to rope him into more of these freak-off sessions. According to Orlando, it happened more than once, sounding a lot like an essay. Take his latest chat with Pam Capone News, for example. First off, Brown's comments weren't exactly clear-cut accusations against Diddy, but his bizarre rants and facial expressions had everyone on high alert. He kicked things off by saying he sometimes gets into his Diddy mode, and then he started licking his lips, almost like he was throwing some serious shade at the music mogul. It was awkward and eyebrow-raising, to say the least.
I'm trying to do some real shit out here. You know what I mean? I got in my Diddy mode. I'm sorry, I started licking my lips. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yo, Diddy, you gave me the oosh-gosh, goosh-wash.
Then, Brown went off on a tangent, dropping cryptic lines that sounded like gibberish. He mentioned something about oosh gosh, a term that left everyone scratching their heads. What's oosh gosh? Your guess is as good as mine, but Orlando seemed to hint there was more to his and Diddy's relationship than meets the eye.
Yo, Diddy, you gave me the oosh gosh, goosh-wash. You gave me the oosh gosh, mooah, shoosh-wash. Yeah.
But the real kicker? Brown didn't shy away from saying he actually enjoyed whatever it was he was hinting at. He was all about it, whatever it was, leaving everyone even more puzzled.
You gave me the oosh wash. I love it, yo. I love it. You gave me the oosh wash.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any more bizarre, Brown's actions took another strange turn. Watch him in action.
You know what I'm talking about, Diddy? Diddy.
Fans were quick to react. One wrote, "I look at him and I see that little boy in major pain, and now I see a young man broken by the industry. He speaks intelligently one moment, and the next he's off into some unintelligible rant about nothing that makes sense. I'm hurting for him because I can't imagine what was done to him. I hope he can get through whatever pain and trauma he's going through." In a more recent interview with Cam Capone, Brown dived deeper into the Diddy drama. Started by addressing the countless rumors surrounding Diddy, including lawsuits and persistent rumors about his personal life. Brown even touched on the notorious Diddy freakouts, describing how wild Diddy's parties can get and the wisdom he's gained from keeping a low profile. One particularly juicy story involved Diddy offering to take 50 Cent shopping, which sparked quite a stir. It's not every day you hear about a big shot like Diddy making such an offer.
So you're not turning Diddy down if he wants to take you shopping?
We going shopping, bro. We going shopping. But at the party, I'm gonna be in my corner with my little shot of Ciroc, and you have your fun, bro. I'm chilling. I'm chilling, bro.
Despite showing some respect for Diddy, Brown made it clear he knows when to draw the line.
And look, I love Diddy, bro. Like, I'm a big Puffy fan, bro, and like the way he boss up, the way he do things, bro. Ashkash kumash diggity diggity dumash. Let's make it, bro.
Brown also dished on the chaos he's witnessed at those parties, making it clear he wants no part of it. In another interview, he emphasized that when Diddy wants to party, the safest bet is to say no.
You gotta tell him no. You gotta tell Diddy no. Everybody knows you gotta tell him no, because if you don't tell him no, he's gonna put you in a situation where you will have to say yes or no again. So just say no.
He's all about cautioning people to think twice before diving into risky situations. He shared a wild story about someone who said yes to something without thinking it through and ended up in a hot mess, literally wrapped in a blanket on a scorching day.
She knew the consequences. She said yes. And the next thing you know, she covered up in a blanket, and he said, "Come on, baby, it's 100 degrees outside, and you got a mother blanket on to go outside and run on the beach." I was like, this is horrible.
Then, Brown got philosophical, talking about how chasing success can lead you down a dark, shady path.
Yeah. You gotta be careful what you sell your soul for, bro, or what you think you're selling your soul for. You know what I mean? Like, you wanted to get ahead. Don't nobody wants you to get ahead. You know what I mean? We're gonna make it hard for you, you know?
Switching gears, he spilled some tea on Cassie, suggesting she might have known what she was getting into before everything went down. He threw some serious side-eye at the whole pursuit of riches, warning against trading integrity for cash.
I feel like Cassie was just being hazed.
I feel like she knew she was going to be hazed before it happened. Don't put yourself in a position to where you want cars and this and that. She got $3 million, didn't she? She wanted something.
30.
Behind all the jokes and laughs, it's clear Orlando is hiding something. He's seen and experienced some seriously messed up stuff at those parties, but he's too scared to spill it all, and fans are picking up on his distress. Orlando's wild claims didn't just stay online. An old video of 50 Cent resurfaced, where 50 talked about how Diddy once offered to take him shopping, which made 50 feel uncomfortable because it seemed like something you do for a girl.
Hey, he said something to me one time, a long time ago. At Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me to take me shopping. I looked at him like, what you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
That's a nice gesture.
Let me get out of no, dude, take me. That's what the guy says too.
I asked 50 about that.
This added more fuel to the fire, with people speculating that Diddy's been trying to pull similar moves on other celebs, like YK Osiris, who Diddy allegedly flew to Jamaica for a secret vacation. Rumors about YK Osiris entering Diddy's bizarre world started swirling back in 2021 when the two were spotted vacationing together in Jamaica. YK even reposted a seductive photo of Diddy shirtless in a pool on Instagram, complete with prayer hand emojis as if he was worshiping or showing gratitude to Diddy. Later, YK posted a picture of himself getting a massage, naked, with the caption, "Listening to that Diddy, eating good fruit in the beautiful weather." Another post showed him leaning in seductively to eat a bunch of fruits, which people suspect was taken by Diddy. Many believe this trip was some sort of initiation ritual, and the suggestive posts were YK's way of thanking Diddy for welcoming him into the Illuminati fold. YK isn't the only one rumored to have been pulled into Diddy's strange circle. Braysher Gray, known for his role as Hakeem on Empire, also got linked to Diddy through a chain of introductions that began with talent manager Charlie Mack. Charlie got Braysher an audition for Empire, then introduced him to Will Smith for mentorship. Will, in turn, connected Braysher with Diddy since Braysher aspired to be a rapper. Things took a dark turn from there. At the time, most people didn't realize how unsettling this was. We didn't know the extent of Diddy's alleged activities. Jaguar Wright later revealed that both Will and Diddy manipulated young men like Braysher under the pretense of mentorship, only to involve them in creepy, ritualistic sessions. Jaguar recounted an incident where Braysher and Meek Mill reportedly fled from Will's house in terror after one such session, screaming for help. Speaking of Meek Mill, there have been whispers that he too was pulled into Diddy's freak-offs. A disturbing audio clip allegedly recorded by one of Diddy's ex-bodyguards detailed a wild party where champagne was spiked, and everyone was passed out except the bodyguard, who heard some very explicit and troubling noises from a room Diddy was in. The bodyguard described hearing balls slapping against cheeks and people struggling and calling Diddy Daddy. This isn't the first time Meek's been linked to Diddy in a sketchy way. There's a video of Meek in a pool with his back arched, seemingly in pain, while Diddy filmed and called him Daddy. Jaguar Wright later claimed that the leaked audio was actually recorded by Nicki Minaj during her time with Meek and that she had been holding on to it until the right moment to expose Diddy. So, with all these allegations and stories, it seems there's a lot more to Diddy's mentorship than meets the eye. Whether it's YK Osiris, Braysher Gray, or Meek Mill, the recurring theme is manipulation, secrecy, and disturbing initiation rituals that many believe are tied to the Illuminati. So, who's the dude claiming he recorded it? Yeah, it's probably someone who got paid. He said he was standing there, got paid, and you know the rest. It's clear as day that Diddy tricks these men with promises of skyrocketing their careers, only to drag them into weird, ritualistic Illuminati freak-offs. And if you've noticed, most of these guys have never been the same after getting mixed up with Diddy. Orlando Brown, once a Disney star, now struggling with mental health and addiction. Braysher Gray, his career is in shambles and he's tangled in legal issues. Meek Mill, his career's taken a nosedive too. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's also the dark rumor mill suggesting Diddy sacrificed people for power, including his ex, Kim Porter. At the time of her death, it was reported she died from pneumonia, but many people didn't buy it, especially when the initial autopsy by coroner Ed Winter found toxins in her body suggesting she might have been poisoned. Ed Winter was taken off the case before he could dig deeper and later died under mysterious circumstances. Kim Porter's longtime friend just dropped a bombshell, putting Diddy under the microscope for his alleged role in Kim's death. The whispers and rumors have been swirling, but now we're getting some solid tea straight from someone who knew Kim best. In a revealing chat on the infamous podcast with Vanessa Gregoriadis and Natalie Robed, Kim's friend Sahara Lottie didn't hold back. She painted a picture of Kim and Diddy's relationship that was anything but rosy. Kim's close friend Sahara recently added fuel to the fire by revealing that Diddy was into some very dark stuff and that Kim was the only light in his life. According to Sahara, the vibes between Kim and Diddy were downright toxic, filled with dark energy that wasn't just physical, it was spiritual.
So, they wouldn't let us. And then the security guard eventually the next day apologized and whatever to me. But I was like, it was her house. And all of a sudden you realize it's actually not her house. Does that make sense? It was like he had her whole life on lock.
Sahara hinted that Kim's passing might have been some sort of spiritual sacrifice for Diddy, which has everyone questioning what really went down. Flashback to the 90s when Kim first entered the scene with Diddy. She was more than just another face in the crowd. She was an assistant for Andre Harrell at Uptown Records, where she first crossed paths with Diddy. Their relationship spanned over 2 decades, but it wasn't exactly a fairy tale. Sahara described a cycle of toxicity and control, with Diddy constantly cheating and pulling Kim back in whenever she tried to distance herself. It was like a never-ending game of tug-of-war, with Kim trying to break free and Diddy always reeling her back.
The pain was right there. The pain was really active. honestly, it's all we talked about was that dynamic. Like, I almost felt like I was brought in her life to try to get her away from him. And I tried. Believe me when I tell you, I tried. He was just stealing her light.
And so basically she died of a completely strange freak.
After Kim's death, Sahara shared eerie details about how Diddy tried to keep Kim close, offering her $1 million when he felt her pulling away. Even when they weren't officially together, Diddy was still a constant presence in Kim's life. Sahara recalled how Kim's phone would ring off the hook whenever she visited, and it was always Diddy on the other end. He just couldn't let go, even when they were supposedly moving on.
He honestly felt like she was going to be destitute because that's how much he had broken her down.
Kim died of pneumonia at 47 years old in 2018, so we don't know exactly what she would say about this moment and the trouble Diddy is in. But we do know that she was involved in what sounds like a complex relationship.
And then there were the kids. Kim and Diddy had 3 children together, and Diddy even adopted Kim's eldest son from a previous relationship. This made it even harder for Kim to break away. She was trying to hold it all together for her family, but according to Sahara, it drained her emotionally and spiritually. Kim was stuck in this exhausting cycle, with Diddy's grip never loosening.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. See, Kim was very generally a private person, but we just became really fast friends. And we connected. She was also really deep, spiritual.
She described how, towards the end, Kim was completely worn out by Diddy's dark energy. Despite being a supportive mother and partner, she couldn't escape the emotional and spiritual toll it took on her. With Diddy, it seemed like once you were in for the long haul. And let's be real, it wasn't about love or respect, it was all about control. If Kim even glanced at another guy, Diddy was on her like a hawk.
Like what? What do you mean by that? Like somehow call the person?
Yeah, she was seeing this basketball player for a while. And then the basketball player was seeing another singer, and the singer said, hey, let's be exclusive. And he said, no, I'm seeing someone else. And she said, who? And he said, Kim Porter.
The worst part? Diddy would hit her up like it was some kind of late night booty call. But Kim wasn't having it. She felt trapped, like if she didn't answer, she'd be left in the dark, literally.
Booty call her, and it's like, and if she didn't show up, like, the lights were not going to be off.
Tell me about the experience of reading the Cassie lawsuit, reading that online. Like, what did you see in there? What did you read? And like, how did you feel when you read it?
It made sense. It all made sense. It's almost like she was like his light side. Does that make sense? Like she was
Kim, you mean?
Yeah. She was the light.
Sahara also mentioned that Kim knew something was wrong before she died. Kim called Sahara saying she couldn't attend Diddy's 50th birthday party because Diddy wanted her to go to Turks and Caicos. Sahara noticed that Kim seemed off during their last conversation, describing her voice as guttural and strange, nothing like her usual melodic tone.
Yeah. Like, this was somebody that she was like, her voice had a melody. She'd be like, hey, hey, hey. And like, she sounded like this like guttural sound. And I was like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And so then I remember I texted her, I don't know, the next day, and I'm like, Kim, are you okay? And she goes, Kimberly down. She wrote in the text message.
Yeah.
It's like weird. And then the next day she was gone.
Oh my God, yeah. Seriously? Whoa.
So honestly, I mean, Vanessa, what I thought it was like, this is like a spiritual death, like some shit went down. Like I felt like whatever weird shit was in him.
Shortly after, Kim texted a cryptic message, Kimberly down, and the next day, she was gone.
When Kim's mom passed, like she was so devastated when her mom passed that it's like that was her divorce, if that makes sense.
People have speculated for years that Diddy's darker side is responsible for many unexplained tragedies. People pointed out that there were 2 autopsies done on Kim, one ruled as suspicious and the other as pneumonia, highlighting the shady circumstances surrounding her death. Another person boldly claimed, I don't care what anybody says, Sean P. Diddy Combs sacrificed Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie, and Kim Porter as a blood sacrifice, he a homosexual and an Illuminati puppet. Diddy's influence and the dark rumors surrounding him paint a chilling picture. There's always been an Illuminati vibe around him. Even Jelly Roll described a time he almost met Diddy, but bounced over a weird vibe. When Tana asked if he ever had a weird interaction with a celeb or got Illuminati vibes, Jelly shared the story about some seriously odd vibes he got from Diddy, hinting he might get in trouble for spilling this tea, but decided to go ahead anyway.
Stuff, you know what I mean? Have you met any celebrities that you feel like either A, you just had a bad interaction with, or B, like they were giving Illuminati or dark side?
I genuinely don't think there's Illuminati.
I was gonna say, do you guys believe in the Illuminati?
I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
I didn't believe all that shit before we got into this whole industry. You know, like, I don't believe it. But
Somebody try and touch my butt. It's just, maybe I'm not their type. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I will tell this story and I'll probably get in trouble for it. And not harping on it because it's a hot topic, but I did Kimmel.
Okay.
The day Diddy did Kimmel.
Did you?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Jelly Roll shared a wild story about almost meeting him on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show, only to bail on the photo op at the last minute for reasons he still can't quite explain. Jelly Roll recounted this bizarre encounter on the Canceled with Tana Mongeau podcast.
And as I was getting down the hallway, this is a true story, I said, nah.
Better not.
And went and got back in the car.
Really?
I swear. I don't know what it was.
Do you think you?
And I made a joke
Was
at
it like
first.
a
I was like, I
feeling?
don't want to meet the guy that got Tupac killed.
The internet is ablaze with these revelations, and people are demanding answers. Whether or not justice will be served remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the world is watching closely. But people want to see him behind bars ASAP, saying, "Thank God I've never been a fan of P. Diddy. This man is one hell of an evil, vile, despicable human being. How he treated those poor women was just the lowest of the low. It's not just those women he used for his own gain, he milked everything from his artists. Greed and power was his main motivation behind his actions. How this man is still a free man is beyond me. It's clear he's using money to keep people silent." So, what do you all think about these bombshells about Diddy? Do you believe he sacrificed people for fame? Will his alleged victims ever recover from their encounters with him? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out this other messy video for more tea.
Oh, honey, when I tell you this stuff is mind-blowing. I want to know what you guys think about this. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot, and I'll see you guys on another upload. Bye.